Welcome to Deuteronomy chapter 15. This chapter provides an astonishing blueprint for a compassionate economy. It is a masterclass on canceling debts, managing employee departures, and understanding the true cost of generosity. Moses commands a massive economic reset. At the end of every seventh year, all debts between Israelites must be entirely canceled. Economic systems naturally accumulate, crushing inequality over time. A sustainable, healthy ecosystem requires a hard, structural reset to prevent the total collapse of the lower class and keep the community breathing. God promises that if they obey, there will be no poor among them. They will lend to many nations and borrow from none. True market dominance doesn't come from ruthlessly hoarding wealth. It comes from establishing an internally generous, frictionless economy that elevates the baseline of every single stakeholder, making the entire organization robust. But Moses strictly warns them, do not refuse a loan just because the seventh year of cancellation is approaching. Policy deadlines often create toxic loopholes. Exceptional leadership requires doing the right thing for a team member in urgent need, even when corporate policy gives you a perfectly legal excuse to be tight-fisted. This compassion extends directly to labor. If a Hebrew servant serves for 6 years, they must be set free in the seventh. And they cannot be sent away empty-handed. They must be given a generous farewell gift. When an employee's tenure ends, you don't just kick them out the door. You equip them with a generous severance package so they have the tangible capital needed to start their next phase successfully. Moses tells the owners not to consider it a hardship to release them, reminding them that the servant provided services worth double the wages of a hired worker. A leader must view departures without resentment. Acknowledging the immense ROI, return on investment, a dedicated team member provided over the years instantly cures the bitterness of letting them go. However, if the servant loves the family and refuses to leave, their ear is pierced to the doorpost with an awl, making them a voluntary servant for life. The highest level of organizational retention is entirely voluntary. When a leader creates an environment of profound love and psychological security, team members will permanently commit themselves to the mission by choice. Finally, the chapter addresses the firstborn animals which must be dedicated to the Lord. They are strictly forbidden from being used to work the fields. The first fruits of your success must remain completely untouched by mundane, daily operational demands. They must be dedicated solely to honoring the overarching system that made your success possible. But if the animal has a defect, like lameness or blindness, it cannot be sacrificed. It must simply be eaten at home. You cannot offer your damaged, leftover resources as a tribute to the core mission. True dedication demands that you offer your absolute best, unblemished assets to the foundation. Anything less is just common consumption. Deuteronomy 15 proves that true wealth is measured by how generously we release people. This leaves us with two important questions to chew on today. First, when a team member leaves, do you send them out empty-handed, or do you generously equip their next step? And second, are you secretly using policy loopholes to avoid being generous to those in need? Take a moment, breathe, and let them sink in.